Hi guys, still morning, right? Yeah, good morning. So you can hear me, right? Can someone put a text if you can hear? Mashi says Sadesh, sorry, Shanal, Shiny, somebody put a text. Can you hear? Mic works, right? Yeah, can hear. Nice. So good. Okay, so we have to discuss the paper, right? So the next week I'll give you the marks. Well, can't remember. Can't remember. Um, say, yeah, somewhat okay. Right? Shall we start? uh, so the first question: Newton's first law states what?
Until an unbalanced force applied.
So that's acceleration. Inertia. First law is about the inertia.
Until an unbalanced force is applied,
Yeah.
object stays stationary.
So yeah. Oh, so that's inertia. Acceleration is the second law. Yeah. Right. When lorry of mass 700 kilogram is moving at a speed of 36 kilometers per hour, its momentum is. So momentum is equal to mass into velocity. Yes, mass into velocity. So can you apply the velocity in kilometers per hour? Can you apply the velocity in kilometers per hour? What do you have to do? You have to convert the velocity into meters per second. So it's 36 kilometers per hour. To make this kilometers meters, you have to multiply it by 1000. To make the hours second, you have to divide by 3600. So simplify this, what do you get? 36 cancels out, so it's 10 meters per second, right? The velocity is 10 meters per second. So the P equals mv should be how much? Mass is 700 kilograms and the velocity is 10 meters per second. So it's how much? 7,000 kilograms meters per second. Yeah, if you want to take the notes, you decide. Take a note if you want. Right? Right? I had to convert the kilometers per hour into meters per second to, apply to the equation. Your parent coming. It's not. You're joining 27 as well? No, right? You're not joining 27, right? Right, shall we go to the next question? The momentum of an object is P when the mass of this object is halved and its velocity is doubled. Its momentum is. So the momentum of the object, let's say P is m into v, right? And let's say the mass is now half. So the half of the mass is m over 2. And the velocity is doubled. If the velocity was v, now it's 2v. What happens? So it's the same, right? Same momentum. It's the same momentum. Yeah, MCQ was somewhat okay. Now the thing is, like, you have answered the difficult questions correct and the easy questions මීට වඩා ලේසියෙන් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඉතින් කොහොමද? ඔව්. මීට වඩා අමාරු ප්‍රශ්න මම ඉස්සරහ දෙනවා. හරිද? right. දැන් මේ අයියලට එහෙම ලේසිම ප්‍රශ්න තමයි අන්තිමට එක්සෑම් වල දෙන්නේ.
මාත් හරි ලේසි.
අන්තිමට එක දෙන පොල් පේපර්ස් ටිකම හරිම ලේසි ඒවා ටිකක් කියන්නේ. ඒ ටික නවුලන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ ටිකට ආන්සර් ගන්න පුළුවන් කියන්නේ 35 වදින එකේ මැදම කියන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒක 35 වදින එකේ ඊට වඩා A level එකේ වදිනවා ඉතින්. බයෙන් දෙයක් නැහැ. හැබැයි ඒකේ try කරන්න ඕන 40 උඩ ගහ ගන්න. එතකොට කොහොමද A level එකේ 30 උඩ වදිනවා. ඊට ටිකක් වදිනවා එතකොට. වැඩි හොඳ කියන්න හොඳ නැහැ. ලේසි කරන්න හොඳ නැහැ. The maximum height traveled by an object thrown upward with a velocity of 40 meters per second and the time taken to travel the maximum height. How do you find it? You have to put the equations, right? Which equations? That is under the circular motions. Yeah, circular motion එක equation set එකක් අපි අර table එකේ ලියුවා මතකද? So you can use to find the time taken, you can put the v equals u plus a t, right? Can you remember there was an equation like this? Yeah. So you are throwing it upwards vertically. What happens to the final velocity? When the object goes up, the velocity becomes 0 in the peak, yes? So it's 0. The initial is 40 plus, is it an acceleration or a deceleration towards up? It's a deceleration, so it's minus 10, right? This is minus 10, so it makes the whole thing minus, right? This minus makes the whole thing minus. You have to find the time. So it's minus 10t, right? Taking minus 10t to this side becomes plus 10t equals 40, and the t equals how much? T equals 4 seconds, right? So two of the answers that are there with the 4 seconds. Then how do you find the height? What is the equation you apply? Something with the height, right? What are the equations that are there to find the height? 3 of the equations were there. What were the equations? V square equals u square plus, good, 2a. 2a is, now theta comes to the circular motion, linear motion, 2a s. S is the displacement, good, right? Good. The other equation was s equals ut plus half at square, right? And there's another one, u plus v over 2 into t equals s, right? 3 of the equations are there. You can apply any of that. So if you're applying, the easy one is, I think, u plus v over 2 into t is easy. So u is the initial velocity, that is 40, right? Initial velocity is 40. That is 40 plus 0, the final velocity, divided by 2, multiplied by time is 4, right? So it's 80. Answer is 2. Kana gave it? You happy about it? Nice. Yes. Fifth question. A bullet released at an angle of 60 degrees with a velocity of 10 root 3 meters per second. The maximum height it travels vertically. The maximum height it travels vertically. How do you find it?
Velocity component.
Exactly. You have to take the component of the velocity because the vertical height is traveled by the component, isn't it? If I draw this, this is the question, right? If I draw this, the question says the bullet is released in an angle of 60 degrees, yes? Now this is the bullet. This is the bullet going, and the speed is 10 root 3 ms minus 1, right? And it's angled in 60 degrees of an angle, yes, and it's moving here, and they're asking for the vertical height it reaches. Yes. So the vertical height, you can't take it using this velocity component, can you? Instead, you have to take the vertical velocity component and apply a equation, so you can get the height it reach. Yes. So what is the component acting vertically here? How do you find it? That's cos or sine. That is sine. So the vertical velocity component, I'll take it as v, is equal to 10 root 3 what? Sine, right? Sine 60 is sine 60. Sine 60 is how much? Root 3 over 2. That is root 3 over 2. What is the multiplication here now? Root 3 into root 3 is 3. 3 into 10 is 30. 30 divided by 2 is 15 meters per second. Now the vertical velocity of the bullet is 15 meters per second. Yes. So how do you find the height traveled? You have to put a equation. Which equation would you put? You can put the same equation you applied here, or else we'll apply something. Puluh. It puluh. Energy conservation එකන පුළුවන්. energy conservation එකන පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ kinetic energy should be equal to the potential energy. Yeah. You don't have to elaborate that part was enough. Yes. Now you speak, but half mv square equals mg h. M to m cancels out. Half v square is 15 into 15 equals gravitational acceleration is 10. You have to find the height it reaches. Yes. So the h equals 15 into 15 divided by 20. How much is the answer? 15 into 15 is 225. That is divided by 10, that is 22.5. Divided by 2, 11.25. Answer is 1. Answer is 1. You can put this or the linear equation. Any of that would be fine. Right? You can either put a linear equation, something like u plus v over 2 into t, or v square equals u square plus as නේ ඒ වගේ equation එකක් දාන්න පුළුවන්. Yes. Want to take the notes? Finish? Took the notes? Okay. The next question. The figure shows how a pillar is placed against a vertical. Oh. Come back. The figure shows how a pillar is placed against a vertical wall. The correct direction of the perpendicular reaction caused by the point P. There is a reaction that occurs in the point P. So always the reaction is perpendicular to what? The reaction force is perpendicular to? Perpendicular to the? Surface. Isn't it? The reaction force is always perpendicular to the surface. Yes. So this is the surface, isn't it? So perpendicular to it is something like this, right? It should be something like that, isn't it? So the answer is 4, perpendicular to the surface. It is perpendicular to the surface, not to the object.
Q point friction. Q point
Q point reaction එකක් කියන එක friction නෙමෙයි. friction වෙනම තියෙනවා. friction එක මෙහෙට එන්නේ. yes. Right. The next one. As shown in the figure, the force exerted in the x direction by a force of 10 root 2 Newton. Yeah. එතකොට මෙයාගේ x direction එකේ component එක ගන්න තියෙන්නේ. How do you take the component of x direction? Fx equals 10 root 2 sin or cos? Cos how much? Cos 45, right? Cos 45. So that is 10 root 2 cos 45 is 1 over root 2. Root 2 to root 2 cancels out. So the force is 10 newtons. If you didn't know this, take a note. Always the perpendicular reaction is perpendicular to the surface. Even we discussed this in the here as well. Can you remember this one? In an inclined plane, if an object is applied, the weight acts downwards, that is W, and the reaction is acting perpendicular to the surface, isn't it? It's perpendicular to the surface. The perpendicular reaction is perpendicular to the reaction. That is the theory. Mg plane surface එකක් නම් mg එකයි r එකයි equal වෙනවා. මේකෙදි equal වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මේකේ component එකකට තමයි equal වෙන්නේ. නේ? This is Asus. That is one of the gaming laptops. Make A15 එක. Yes. Yeah. Right. So there's a good news for you. We're starting a paper class. We are starting a paper class starting for the 2027, and by the time we'll be starting a 2026 one as well. 2 hours වගේ. 2 hours වගේ extra එකක් යන්නේ. එතකොට දිග ක්ලාස් එකක් ඕනේ නැහැ අතට. ඒතර ස්ට්‍රෙස් අවුට් කරන්න ඕනේ. 7 එකට මුලින් පටන් ගන්නෙ. ඊට පස්සේ by the time මෙයා ඔව් ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් ඕගොල්ලන්ට පටන් ගන්න චුට්ටක් මේගොල්ලෝ ඉවරනකම් කිට්ටු වෙන්න ඕන. මොකද දැන් අපි බලන්නේ අර එකක් ඉවරෙන්න බෑ ළමයි ටිකක් එන්න. දැන් මේගොල්ලෝ යන ආස්සේ ගන්න බෑනේ. දැන් සමහරකට මේගොල්ලන් ඉන්නේ නැහැ රිවිෂන් එන්නත් එපා ගහලා පන්නනවා. රිවිෂන් එන්න බලන් ඉන්න ළමයි ඉන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට ඒක ඒ හින්දා 26 එක පොඩ්ඩක් ඉස්සරහට ගන්න. 27 එක දැන් පටන් ගන්න. ආව් 2026 එකේ ආ ආව් 10 months තියෙන්නේ. 10 months වගේ තියෙන්නේ නේ. ආව් ගන්න. Approximately 10 months වගේ තියෙන්නේ. ළඟට වෙන්න තියෙන්නේ. Right. Come to the next question. Right, the force of 30 newtons in the horizontal direction is exerted by a force inclined 30 degrees to the horizontal. Inclined force is, what does the question say? A force of 30 newton in the horizontal direction Now horizontal direction එකේ කොච්චරක් තියෙනවද? 30 newtons are there, right? 30 newtons in the horizontal direction is exerted by a force inclined 30 degrees to the horizontal. මේක exert වෙලා තින්නේ මොකකින්ද? A force inclined at 30 degrees වලින් තමයි මෙයාව exert වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. Yes. So අපෙන් අහන්නේ මෙයාව. කවවද? inclined force එක කීයද කියලා අහන්නේ. ඒතර එහෙනම් මෙයාගේ component එකක් වෙන්න එපා. එහෙනම් F cos 30 should equal to 30 newtons. Yes. So the cos 30 is how much? Root 3 over 2 equals 30 newtons. Cross multiply it, you get F equals 60 over root 3, right? 60 over root 3. Answer is 4. Understood it? You answered it correctly? No. Good. Oh. We'll do more, gain more. And when you understood this, what do? You go back home, refer it back, understand how it was applied, how the question was, and yeah, like understand what was the mistake you made, right? That is how you improve. Like otherwise, just doing the discussion won't make you improve. That is very important. You have to know that. Just doing the discussion, like we did a paper and we are doing the discussion now. So just doing the discussion won't improve you much. It will only improve you like very little amount. Yeah. So what you have to do is you have to refer it back. You will understand it when I say how the answer is coming, right? But you will improve only a little bit, right? Improvement is always a self work. You have to do it by yourself to improve. It's self-oriented always. So you have to refer it back, check the question, how the answer was taken, how you go to the answer step by step, and the mistakes you done. You have to refer everything and build it up. You have to, the improvement is built up thing. It doesn't happen like listening to a discussion won't improve you that much. Okay? So now one of the good example is, I sometimes repeat the same question in the MCQ papers in the paper series for the 20-25 people now. And what happens? They, like you people, I gave the same question in the first paper and I discuss it in the next week. Then the week after the week after the next, I'm giving the same MCQ, not all of it, like few of the MCQs I'm repeating to check if they have like referred it. That's one of my mistakes as well, that I couldn't give the paper set, but I gave the PDFs. Yes. So in the second paper, they are still answering it wrong. Yeah. Even in the second paper, they are still answering it completely wrong. So that is the thing. Though we discuss it, doesn't mean you improved. Yeah. You have to do some self works. It's always self-oriented. That is something you should understand. Going many of the classes won't improve you. Tell the people they are going because they pity, they feel guilty. That's some of the people are coming to our class. So ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ තියෙන්නේ පොඩි මේ guilty feeling යන්නේ. Because it was the first class, maybe තෙලක් එහෙම පොඩ්ඩක් ඉතින් දීලා ඇති සමායයට එන්නත් තියෙනවා. If someone cuts the phone, you don't call back. Cut the call because you are busy. Yeah. Right. So the ninth question. An object is pulled diagonally by 2 meters long string under a force of 100 newtons. If PR equals 1 meter, the horizontal component of the force How do you find it? Online people. Now we'll check how much is correct at the end, because for the online people I think they have the answer script with them as well. Yeah. Tell me if how many number of MCQs are correct for now. We'll check the 9th question now. An object is pulled diagonally by 2 meters long string. This is 2 meters long string, isn't it? Yeah, so it is 2 meters long. This string is 2 meters long. That is PQ, yes. Under force of 100 newtons. The force is 100 newtons. The PR, this side, is 1 meters, right? The horizontal component of the force. So how do you find the horizontal component of the force? You have to take the, if this is theta, I will explain it. No, I asked like what is the horizontal component of the force? Yeah. So what is the horizontal component of the force? What is the horizontal component of the force? That is 100 cos theta. Yes. So if I take it fx, the horizontal component as fx, fx should be equal to 100 cos theta. Yes, it's 100 cos theta. So 100 into cos theta is what? You can take the values for cos theta using the side lengths of the triangle. What is cos theta? Adjacent over hypotenuse. So the adjacent is 1, hypotenuse is 2. So the cos theta is 1 over. Yeah. So it's half. That is 50 newtons. So the horizontal component is 50 newtons. Understood it? That is also one of the good questions, yes? Yes? Huh? Ready? Then ඒකේ අහුණාන් පස්සේ yeah, you have to absorb it and refer it back again, so you'll understand it properly and remember it a little bit, because the memorizing is also there, you know, when it comes to the physics questions, the memorizing is also there. Memorizing is one of the major things, but you can't memorize everything. If you just only like, if you kept just memorizing everything, that won't work. Just have to know the logic, understand the logic and the application, and a bit of the memorizing as well, because the memory will help you to initiate something, and by step everything is related to the memories that you did before. The memories that you do in the question, the previous questions will help when you're answering it. So bit of a memorizing is also should be there. Or api samarak velawata we do a question with the memory of with the support of a memory of a question that we did earlier before. We do that, right? That is how it works. It doesn't mean you are doing the whole thing the same way in this question, but it supports. So you have to have a bit of a memory as well. Yes. Right. So that is that. Right. 10th question. The attractive forces exerted by 2 electrons on a proton pair, 4 newtons and 2 newtons. The resultant force of this attraction. So resultant force, if 2 of the forces are acting in an acute angle, is given by R square equals P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. Right. So you have to apply that. R square equals P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. This is the equation. So P square, will take it 4 square plus 2 square plus 2 into 4 into 2 cos 60. Cos 60 I'll take it as half directly. So that is 2 to 2 cancels out. 4 square is 16. 2 square is 4. 2 into 4 is 8. That is 28. So the R square equals 28 and the R should be equal to what? 28 root. The 28 root isn't there, right? You can convert into zerts by 28 is equal to 7 into 4. So the 7 into 4, you can write it as 7 into 4 is 28. So that is 2 root 7. 2 root 7. The answer is 3. Answer is 3. Yes? Yeah. An object is pulled by two equal forces. Now, online people, did you understand this question? Yeah? You're fine with this question? This is easy, I think. Bit easy. You're all okay, right? If you have any of the questions in the middle, anything to clarify, put a text. I'll be, answering it. 11th question, come to the 11th question. An object is pulled by two equal forces. One of the forces is P and the angle between the two of the forces is 60. The resultant. So both of the forces are P and the angle between two of the forces is 60. So they are asking for the resultant is the same equation. R square equals P square plus Q is again the P square plus 2 PQ are both P. Cos 60 is half, right? Cos 60 is half. It's the same equation. So now here 2 to 2 cancels out. That is 3 times P square, isn't it? P square plus P square plus P square. That is 3 times P square. So the R square equals 3 times P square. And the R should be equal to root 3 P, isn't it? R should be equal to root 3 P. Yes? Question number 12. The maximum value of the resultant of two forces is 25. How do you get the maximum of two of the forces? Adding. That means they are acting in the same direction. And the minimum will be the subtract or the deduction. And that is when two of the forces are acting oppositely. Yes? Right. So they are telling that the resultant of the two of the forces is 25. It says the maximum. The minimum value of the resultant of those two forces is 5. That's a deduction. Two of the forces are. So you have to check what gives the addition 25 and the deduction 5. So which gives the addition of 25? This one, right? The first answer directly gives it. Addition is 25, deduction is 5. Easy. 13th question. Which of the following statement is true? The maximum value of the product of two forces is obtained when two forces are in the same direction. Is it correct? The maximum is obtained when the two of the forces are in the same direction. Yeah, that is correct. That is when the addition is there, right? B. The minimum product of two forces is obtained. The angle between those two forces is 180. That is also correct. නේ? ඒ කියන්නේ minimum එකෙන්නේ මෙහෙමනේ. opposite තියදීනේ. එතකොට ඒත් 180 තියෙන්න බෑ. නේ? angle එක 180 තමයි. That is also correct. C. The product of any two forces is given by the sum of those two forces. What do you say? Eh? Why? වැරදි. ඔව්. නේ? Right. So the product of any of the two forces is given by the sum of the any of එක sum වලින් දෙන්නේ නේ. අපි අර r square equals p square plus q square කියලා එහෙම ගන්න නැහැ නේ. square අරගෙන square root දාලා එහෙම ගන්න නැහැ නේ. ඒතර sum that doesn't matter. What do you say?
Sum of those two forces.
Yeah, the sum, the addition.
Of those two forces. එතකොට ඒකේ forces දෙක කියලා කියන්නේ.
Oh, we think any of the again any of the forces කිව්වම පස්සේ could be inclined, could be නේ can be in an angle එක තිබ්බොතින් බෑ. So it is wrong. So the answer is A and B only. The answer is A and B only. Next question. Yes? Understood it? Yeah. An enemy vessel is being towed north and west by two warships with force of 3F and 4F. Where's north? This is north. That is 3F. And where? West. West is here, right? The other side, yeah. Okay. West is here. And that is 4F, right? The resultant force of the enemy vessel now, the angle between two of the main directions are 90 degrees. So it should be r square equals p square plus q square. Yes, that is Pythagoras. So it's a triplet. 3, 4. Yeah, the triplet should be 5. The resultant should be 5F. The answer is 4. Yes, answer is 4. That one is easy, right? Not that hard. Yeah. The next question. What do you mean 45? Make it. The angle exerted by the above mentioned force in the west direction. You can make a hand. How do you find it? That is tan theta. Tan theta is the opposite over adjacent. So the opposite we can take the, if I draw the triangle here, you can take F force directly to this point, right? I taught you that, yeah. Can take this force directly to here, and that it will make a triangle like this. Now this is then 3F. This is sorry, it's the other way, right? This is 4F, and this is 5F. And the angle here is theta. They are asking for this angle, isn't it? So now this is the triangle. So how do you find the theta? That is tan. Tan is what? Opposite over adjacent. 3F over 4F. So F to F cancels out. Tan theta equals 3 over 4. Theta equals 3 over 4 tan inverse. 3 over 4 tan inverse. You think how did you conclude it's 45 kilo? What is the reason to take it's 45? brother. Uh, 45 degrees comes if the two of the forces are equal. Yes, the 45 comes if the two of the forces are equal. Yeah. Otherwise it's different. The different angle you have to take using tan values. That is why you use the tan to give the direction. Yeah. So it's theta equals 3/4 tan inverse. The answer is this one, right? 4. Right. Out of 15 online people, can you tell how many MCQs are correct? How many are correct? Did you answer it? No, right? It's only 15 there. 15 means Shanal is 10. Okay, Shanal. 10 is good, fine. Hmm? 10 Madi for you. For him it's fine. He's still growing. Give him some time. Don't put pressure on him. 10 is fine, Shanal. You don't worry. He can hear. He's from joining online. What do you think? Huh? Okay, fine. It's there in the right. I think somewhere 10, 11, 12 answers were there for you. So I think yes. Can't remember exactly, but yeah, somewhere between 10, 12 were there. Yeah. Not above 12, not below 8. Huh? High wagi? Can't tell. Let's see. Right, come to the structured essay part. As shown in the figure, the engine stopped working. Shiny answered it, right? Shiny, how many answers are correct? What happens to Malshi? Malshi, did she join the last week? No? No, right? Even any? Okay. I think Shiny answered it. 13, good. 13, good. Shiny, good. Nice. And there's some hope for 2026. Yeah. Right, and the part B. As shown in the figure, the engine stopped working when the vehicle reached the end of the bridge and the vehicle moved freely down the smooth road. Yes? So the first question, calculate the total mechanical energy possessed by the vehicle at point A. So the question says it stopped at point A, right, and smoothly came down. Yeah. So it means it has only the potential energy. Kinetic energy is 0. Yes. So how do you find the potential energy? Don't see any. 300 kilograms. I gave you the mass 300 kilograms. The mass was given, that was 300 kilograms. Yes. Right, 300 kilograms. So the potential energy EP, yes, is equal to mgh, and the mass is 300 kilograms. G is 10, ms minus 2, and the height is it 5? Did you take it as 5 or did you take it as 503? 5. It seems 3 as well.
A3?
Doesn't matter. So come to this one. 5 into 3 is how much? 15. 15,000, right? 15,000 joules. Right. Calculate the total mechanical energy possessed by the vehicle at point A. ඔව් හරිනේ අපි ඒක calculate කරන point A වලනේ mgh නේ we discussed it. Second one, state the specific energy possessed by the vehicle at point B and calculate it. State the specific energy possessed by the vehicle at point B.
A වලදී 0 කියලා නෙමෙයි ගන්නවා. A කියන point එකේ දැන් stop වෙනවා.
ඒ kinetic energy zero. Potential energy තියෙනවා. mgh. So the question number 2, state the specific energy possessed by the vehicle at point B and calculate it. Point B එකේ මොකද්ද specific energy? What is the specific energy? That's the kinetic energy, right? It's a kinetic energy. It's a kinetic energy. Right? It's a kinetic energy. And how much is the energy now? It's the kinetic energy. Right? Yes. Doesn't matter. You'll get no marks. So what is the energy and how do you find it?
Half equals
Yes, because the potential energy equals kinetic energy, and what is the law? Yeah, the law of conservation of energy. Yeah, so it's the same. Right, then find the velocity of the vehicle. So how do you find the velocity of the vehicle? You equal this to half mv square, right? So half m is 300 v square is equal to 15,000. What happens? 3 times 5. 2 of the zeros, so 2 of the zeros cancelled out. That is 50. 50 into 2 is 100, right? So v square equals 100. V equals 10 ms minus 1. Right? කායකේති. ආයි කායකට යන්න එපා. ලබන සතිය ලකුණු දෙන්නම් බය වෙන්න එපා. No, I didn't face the exams, Malchi. Okay. Now it's don't miss the exams, right? I'm not telling you, Malchi. Now don't miss the exams because that is how you measure your level of how is your level like of knowledge, to check how much have you improved, and what are the mistakes that you have made, and what sort of theories that you know and what sort of theories you don't know. Everything is measured in a paper. Yes. So if you are skipping the papers just because you are afraid of it, so that's a bit of a comfort zone, good for now, but will be the worst after, will be worst after. Don't do that. Right, part C essay. Come to this one. The figure below shows a top used by a small child to play with it, right? It rotates on a horizontal plane with its axis vertical. The top achieved an angular frequency of 300 rpm in 5 seconds from standstill, right? Briefly explain what 300 rpm means. It means it rotates 300 revolutions per minute of time. Yes, simple as that. It rotates. ඒකම තමයි. Fine. Fine. 300 revolutions per minute. Now Penuche give more chances to them,
Okay.
because they have to brainstorm. You have already stormed that in the previous classes.
Previous classes.
Then how do you answer these questions now?
මම ඒ දවස්වල අයිස් කහපු එකනේ ඇත්තටම.
එතකොට දැන් මේ ඉගෙනගෙන කරන එන knowledge එක.
ගොඩක් ඒවාට හීට් එහෙම මෙහෙම හීට් දන්නේවත් නැහැ. මම
හරි,
පාඩම්
හරි.
කරනම දන්නේ නැහැ.
Bro,
ඇත්ත.
fine.
අන්න
අද.
සර්කියුලර් මෝඩ් එක නම් ටිකක් සේෆ් තිබ්බා.
Yes.
හීට් එහෙම මුකුත් නැහැ. අර බයෝකෙමිස්ට්‍රි එකම මුකුත්.
It doesn't matter. I understand that. But
ඔව් හරි.
yeah, good request is because they need more brainstorm. Yeah. You're fine. You're completely fine. Even I'm requesting you to don't do that now because we don't have much time now. I requested you to do it in 2025 years because you're fine. I know that. You have answered the papers. Your scores were fine by that time as well. Yeah. Even you have sometimes may have answered these questions as well by that time because මේවා ටිකක් අලුත්. ඔව්. මම අලුත් කරන ප්‍රශ්න හැමතිස්සෙම but you are fine. You have faced these things. Yes. They are not. So give more chances to them. Right. Second question. Find the angular velocity of the top at the end of 5 seconds. Yes. So how do you find the angular velocity of the top at the end of 5 seconds? So at the end of the 5 seconds, the RPM is 300. So if you know the RPM, you can find the frequency by dividing the RPM by 60. If you know the frequency, you can find the velocity by applying omega equals 2 pi f. Yes, omega equals 2 pi f. So if I apply it here, I'm going to simplify it here. So the frequency equals 300 over 60, that is how much? 5 hertz. Yes, that is 5 hertz. And the omega equals 2 pi f, that is 2 pi into 5, that is how much? 10 pi rad per second. And it would be better if you can simplify the 5 as well. Yes, 5 එක simplify කරන්න. එතකොට 31.4 n 31.42 rads per second, right? That is 31.42 rads per second, right? Third question, find the angular acceleration of the top during the time period of 5 seconds. How do you find the acceleration? There's an equation for that, right? Omega t equals omega naught plus alpha t, or the omega difference over time. It's the same thing, right? Even the equation gives the same thing. Yeah. So if I apply the formula there, I'll come to the board there. So the formula is omega t equals omega naught plus alpha t, right? So the final velocity is how much? If we take it in 5 values, that is 10 phi, right? Plus 10 phi, yeah. 10 phi. Was it 10 phi?
Yes.
10 phi. essays වල simplify කරන්න ඕන. Oh. Only the MCQs that the answers are come in structured essays ඔක්කොගෙම decimals වලින් තියන්න ඕන. Decimals වලට convert කරන්න. So this is 10 phi. Omega naught is 0 plus you have to find alpha. T is 5 seconds. So alpha equals 10 phi divided by 5, that is 2 phi, right? That is how much? 6.28 rad per square second. Yes, rad per square second. They are asking to find the acceleration. Yes? Yeah. Go and come quickly. Question. If the moment of inertia of this should be the top. WASP is one of the, not a WASP. What is WASP? WASP was there in the syllabus, it was removed. Yeah, we have the B, not the WASP. B is there. WASP and Bambara in the Tadi, WASP. And B is there. B and WASP both were there. One of the bio lessons. The WASP was removed. B is still there. Huh? Maybe too big. Eh? No, even Balla is not in there. Chicken. Huh? Yes, if the moment of inertia of the top above the vertical axis is 0.005 kilograms per meter, find the torque provided to obtain the above angular acceleration. So how do you find the torque? Yeah. Tau equals I alpha. They are asking to find the torque. So you have to apply a equation where the torque is there and the acceleration is there and the moment of inertia is there, because the question only supplies with those clues, right? So we have to find the equation that those clues are included. So that is tau equals I alpha. Can you remember that equation? There was an equation like that, yeah. So it's yeah. Make tau equals I alpha. Make fine. You remember the equation is tau equals I alpha. So you have to find tau. And I is given. Alpha is the one that we found it already. Yeah. So the equation is tau equals I alpha. Now the I is given 0.005, that is 5 into 10 to the power minus 3, right? 5 into 10 to the power minus 3 into alpha. We found alpha as how much? 6.28. 6.28. That's per square second. And multiplied it, what do you get?
0.03.
Can you tell it round off to 1? That is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3.14. 10 to the power minus. Yeah. 3.14 into, make a decimal kiya kya 0.03 ne tibbe. That is minus 2. Yes, minus 2. 1, 2. I am up 31 into 10 to the power minus 3. Minus 3 in it. Right? And the units are what? What are the units? Newton meters, right? Newton meters. Torque is Newton meters. Yeah, tell. Okay. Fifth question. Find the angular displacement of the top during the above period. So angular displacement. So you use the equation that the angular displacement is there. Bro, no. Angular displacement is it's same like the questions we did in the linear motion. Finding the displacement, the vertical height. So it's the angular displacement they are asking to find. Bro, that's not angular displacement. That's not angular displacement. That is radian, the equation of radians. There were like specific equations of motion to find the angular displacement.
Any difference of the omega difference?
Yeah, like the specific one for there, like the omega t square equals omega naught t half at square was there, and what else? Yeah,
ෆෝමියුලාස් දෙකක් තියෙනවා.
formulas දෙකක් නෙවෙයි formulas තුනක් තියෙනවා. දැන් අපි linear equations වගේ කතා කරා මතකද displacement හොයන්න. ඒකෙම circular ඒවා ටික. ඒ ටිකම දාන්න පුළුවන්. ඔව්. අපි linear ගත්තේ මොකද්ද ඉස්සෙල්ලා? u plus v over 2 into t. ඒකම ගන්න පුළුවන් මේකේ. ඒකේ circular එක. Can you remember we took the linear equation u plus v over 2 into t. ඒකම circular motion එකේ කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? u කියන්නේ omega naught. නේ? ඒ කියන්නේ initial කියන එක. Initial velocity omega naught. v කියන්නේ final velocity, that is omega t divided by 2 multiplied by t, time is same. නේද? તો linear තියෙන ඒවා ටිකම තමයි circular එකේ තියෙන්නේ. Only the symbols change, that's all, right? නෑ ඒකම පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් මොකද්ද? Omega t plus omega naught divided by 2 multiplied by t is equal to theta, the angular displacement. So what is the final angular velocity? 31.42. That is 31.42. I'll erase this for now. That is 31.42 plus 0 divided by 2 multiplied by 5 equals theta. So what's the theta now? Thank you. You tell. Frequency කරගෙන එන ඒ frequency එක uniform වෙන්න ඕන. Okay, accelerate වෙනවනේ. Frequency uniform නේ. okay.
ඒකට frequency එක median එක නෙමෙයි.
නේ?
median එක නෙමෙයි frequency.
Yes. So what is the answer? Theta equals how much? 78.5 radians. Yes. Right. B. Consider a small grain of sand in 2 centimeters distance with a mass of 5 milligrams at point A of the top. Right. So now if I draw it, let's say this is the top. Right. This is something rotating, and in 2 centimeters of distance from the center, right, 2 centimeters distance, there's a small grain, yeah, with mass 5 milligrams. Its mass is 5 milligrams, right? So first question, find the linear distance the sand grain moved in the top during the 5 seconds of period, the linear distance, which means the so S equals r theta, or the circumference it moved is the linear direction, linear distance. What are you looking at? So it's the linear distance that it moved is the circumference it moved, yes. So the circumference is S equals r theta, and into the number of revolutions or the rotations, yes. So how do you find it? S equals r theta, right? So S is equal to r radius plus given how much? 2 centimeters. We'll take it in centimeters, and the theta is how much? You rotate one rotation, that is 2 phi. Yes. This is the distance per one rotation. Now, how many rotations has happened? Huh? 78.5, right? ඔව් ටීට එකට කෙලින්ම ඒක දාන්නත් පුළුවන්. මේ තින්නේ එකකට මේක 78.5 වලින් මල්ටිප්ලයි කරත් එකම තමයි. නැත්තම් ඕන ඔයාලට කෙලින්ම ටීට වලට 78.5 ඇප්ලයි කරත් we'll get the same answer. මොකද ටීට කියලා කියන්නේ angular displacement එක. angular displacement එක. ඒක ඔයාලට linear displacement එකක් කරගන්න ඕන නම් linear displacement නෙමෙයි එතකොට linear distance. circular නේ යන්නේ. linear distance එක කරගන්න ඕන නම් ඔයාලට කෙලින්ම මේකට apply කරත් හරි. right? So the linear distance මේක multiply කරන්න එතකොට එනවා distance 2 into 25 into මේක නැත්තම් කෙලිම දැන් මේ අපි number of rotations මේකෙන් හොයා ගන්න වෙනවද මේක 25 වලින් divide කරලා number of rotations හොයා ගන්න වෙනවා ඊට පස්සේ මේකට apply කරන්නත් පුළුවන් නැත්තම් ඔයාලට directly මෙයාගෙන් multiply කරන්න පුළුවන් මෙහෙම කරන්නේ නැතුව 2 into radians ගන්න හොයාගෙන තිනවනේ 78.5 මේකෙන් කෙලින් multiply කරාත් ඔයාලට එන්නේ distance එකම තමයි හරි කලින් අර number of rotations හොයලා නැති හින්දා කෙලින්ම මේක apply කරන එක තමයි
ඕක මේ නිකන් ඒකද ටවුන් වලට යන හින්දා ඕකට අපිට වෙයිද මේ දැන් උඩින් අපි ගත්තනේ ඒ දෙකේ මේවද මේ ඔමේගාස් ඒ මේ ටික ඒකට ඔකට සර්කියුලර් මොෂන් එකේ ෆෝමියුලා දාලා
අහන්නේ linear distance එක
ඒකයි මේක ඉක්වලන්ට් වල
ඒ කියන්නේ ඔක්කොම circular ඒවා displacement එකත් circular displacement ඒ කියන්නේ angle එකක් අපිට angle එක හොයලා ඊට පස්සේ ඒක linear එකට convert කරන එක තමයි කරන්න පුළුවන් circular motion direct equation එකක් නෑ නේ
displacement එක ගන්න මේ final මේ omega minus initial omega ඒක දාලා අර අද උඩින් ගිහුවා වගේ ඒක හොයලා ඒක ඊට පස්සේ linear එකට convert කරලා
පුළුවන් ඉතින් ඒක තමයි අපි දැන් මේ කරේ
නේ omega use කරන්නේ
ඒක තමයි මේ කරේ නේ same thing yes next question if the grain of sand is thrown away at the end of the 5 seconds of time find the linear velocity of the grain of the sand at that moment what is the equation there v equals r omega right v equals r omega v equals r omega right so r is 2 centimeters and the omega is how much 31.42 so if you want to take this in meters per second better you apply the radius in meters right better apply the radius in meters so that is 2 divided by 100 into omega 30 1.42 rad per second so how much is the linear velocity 0.62 meters per second yes 0.62 meters per second මේකට reason එකද? ද ඊළඟ question එකද? අනේ ඒකම කැලලක් තව තියෙනවා නේ? Yeah, does the angular velocity of the top change from its previous value after the grain of the sand is thrown away? Compare with the reasons. So when the sand is thrown away, what happens to the mass of the whole system? Mass goes down, which means the inertia goes down. Yeah, inertia is reducing, isn't it? So without an external torque, the inertia reduces. When the inertia reduces, to keep the constant the moment, what happens? The velocity has to increase, right? That we discuss under the conservation of moment of inertia, right? Conservation of moment of inertia. So that is the conservation of moment of inertia. When the mass is removed, the moment of inertia reduces. The moment of inertia reduces. So to increase the, to keep the angular momentum constant, what do? You have to increase the velocity. Yes, you have to increase the velocity. So it's what? Does the angular velocity of the top change from its previous value? Yes. What happens? The angular velocity increases. And what is the reason? The conservation of angular momentum. Conservation of angular momentum. Conservation of angular momentum. That's it. Okay. Any doubts you want to clarify? If you have any doubts of any of the questions we discussed, want to rediscuss, want to discuss again? People online? Any of the doubts? Anything you want to clarify? Any of the MCQs? No? අවුලන්නේ MCQs ටික අවුලන්නේ Any doubts? No? Everything is fine. Right. So the next week we are starting the new lesson. Heat given it? Heat given. Oh. Heat given. So the next week we are starting the thermochemistry. Yeah, the thermodynamics and the kinetics. Yes. අපි heat expansion කතා කරන්නේ. Heat expansion, the volume expansion, linear expansion, area expansion, we discussed all, right?
Area expansion කතා කරේ.
Only the area expansion is left to discuss. Okay. පොඩි කැලලයින්. Yeah. Right.
Liquid expansion කතා කරේ.
Liquid expansion කියන්නේ volume expansion. අර මේ එකද අපි කතා කරේ නැත්තේ මොකද්ද? Visible expansion එකයි actual expansion එකයි. Oh. Right. A category is there to discuss. We'll do it. Alright. We can finish it by now.
Then?
Yeah. Yes? Where's the heat? heat එක මෙතන නැද්ද? Porous tissues. මෙතන දාලා නැහැ. පුතේ අර අයියා කෙන්ට එන්න කෙන්ටක්. අර අයියා කෙන්ට එන්න කෙන්ටක් ගා. නෑනේ. නෑ ඔම් සිංහල මීඩියම් එක. source vector. right?
ඉතින්
heat එකේ තව area expansion එකයි volume expansion එකේ තව පොඩි කොටසක් තියෙනවානේ. area expansion volume expansion එක අපි discuss කළාද එතකොට? නෑ නේ. area and volume දෙකම තියෙනවා. We only discussed the linear expansion. Yes? Yeah, we'll anyway discuss the complete expansion. Yeah? Right. So, what is expansion and how does the expansion occur? What is expansion and how does the expansion occur? So simply, now what happens in the expansion? You apply the heat, and when you apply the heat, now tell me in the molecular level, there will be questions, and even there were some questions, what happens in the molecular level when you apply the heat? What happens when you apply the heat in the molecular level? Yeah, there is when like a phase change occurs, like solid converts to liquid. Before that, yeah, very much before that. What happens when you apply the heat to a substance? Now usually, what happens if you drink an energy drink? You get energetic, and you do what? You do more movements. Yeah. So what happens there? Which energy increases? The kinetic energy increases. The first thing happens when you apply the heat to an object, if it absorbs the heat, it means its kinetic energy increases, means it gets excited, more excited with more energy. Yeah, trying to dance more, be happy more. So the energy increases in the form of kinetic energy, which means molecules are vibrating faster. Yeah, and with it tries to move more, taking more space. Yes. So when the molecules or the particles move more, taking space, all the other particles around it are shifted to the to the either sides. Yes. So the gap is increasing. The increase of that gap is called the expansion. So this expansion can happen in three of the ways we discussed: the linear expansion, the area expansion, and the volume expansion. It can, like when the heat is applied, the area is increasing. Yes, the volume is increasing, and the distance or the length is also increasing. That is what simply the linear expansion, area expansion, and the volume expansion means, right? So we discussed the linear expansion, and we will discuss the area expansion. Yes. So in the area expansion, this is what happens, right? So if I take an area like this is the initial area A, and I am applying the heat to it. What happens? The area increases. I'll take the initial area as A0, A0, that is the initial. And when I apply the heat, the area increases up to A1. This is the final area once after the heat is applied. Yes. So the amount of area increase is delta A, that is equal to A1 minus A0, isn't it? The amount that it increased, yes, is delta A, that is equal to A1 minus A0. And this amount of area increased, A1 minus A0, is proportional, is proportional to few of the things that we discussed in the linear expansion as well. Yes. So what did we discuss in the linear expansion? The amount of length increase is proportional to, first thing is the temperature. The amount of heat, we take it as the temperature. Yes. So the area expanded is proportional to the temperature difference. Yes. So it's delta theta. There's another thing. Initial area, isn't it? The initial area. So which means greater the initial area, once the heat is supplied, greater the expansion that is occurring. Yes. So which means the large areas expand more. Yes. The small areas expand less. Yes. So A1 minus A0 is proportional to the initial area. Yes. So these are two of the proportions. So using these two of the proportions, we can take this into one, right? Because the two of the proportions are proportioning to the same factor A1 minus A0. Yes. So if I take both of that into one, A1 minus A0 is proportional to A0 delta theta, right? And how do you make a proportion an equation? That is the next point. Right? So how do you make a equation, a proportion, a proportional equation? You have to multiply it by a constant. Hands up those who did know it before? Yeah. The online people, I think you still don't know. So now, this is the, now remember that you are one of the 2025 students and you have gone through it, let them do it. And doesn't matter, let them do it, right? So if you don't know it, now this is the basic theory behind there, right? So two of the things are there, like let's say two of the factors are proportional. Let's say A and B are proportional, yes? So A is proportional to B. Let's say they are directly proportional, which means when the A is increasing, the B is also increasing. If I apply it in the, if I apply the values, let's say when A is 4, B becomes 8. And when the B is 8, sorry, A is 8, B becomes 16. And when the A is 16, B becomes 32, right? Now this is proportional, not equal, they are proportional. That means when A is increasing by a certain amount, in the same amount, the B is also increasing and they are proportionally increasing. Yes. So if you want to make these two an equation, what should you do? If you want to equal 4 and 8, what should you do? To make 4 and 8 equal, what should you do? Yeah, you have to multiply it by a constant number. What should you multiply it by? If you multiply this by 2, this will be 8. And if you multiply this by 2, this will be 16. If you multiply this by 2, this will be 32. Get it? Right. So multiplying it by the same constant will give two equal values. So what can you say here? 2 times A should be equal to B. So I'm making this proportional equation by multiplying this by 2. So 2A equals to B. Now this is an equation, yes? The same way in every physics equation we do the same thing. We take few of the proportions and we are making it an equation by multiplying it by a constant, yes? So here the constant in the area expansion is beta, right? Constant here is beta. So it's beta times A0 delta theta, right? So I want to isolate the final area expanded, yes? So if I want to isolate A1, I have to take the A0 to the other side. That will be A0 plus beta times A0 delta theta, isn't it? So now do you see that A0 is a common factor for both the sides, yes? So you are taking A0 out. Taking A0 out, that is 1 plus beta delta theta, right? 1 plus beta delta theta. right? So this is one of the main equations, yes. And this gives the final area that was expanded, yes. This gives the final area expanded. And if you want to find the amount of area that was expanded, let's say this one, right? The amount of area expanded, in this case the amount of area expanded is this area, right? This area is the amount of area expanded, yeah. That means delta A, right? Delta A. So if you want to find the delta A, how and what would you do? Instead of A1 minus A naught, you can apply delta A directly, yes. So the delta A is equal to what? Delta A is equal to beta A naught delta theta, isn't it? So these are the two equations you have to remember, right? These two equations you have to remember. One is this one, the other one is that one. This gives the final area and this gives the amount of area expanded, yes. So take note quickly. Yeah. Box එකේ ලියන්න, but you don't have to remember how to derive it, right? Yes. Oh. Equations දෙක book මේ bracket කරගන්න, මේ දෙක තමයි important වෙන්නේ. You don't have to remember how to derive it. මේ derive කරන්න කැල්ල ඕනේ. Equations දෙක මතක තියාගන්න. The deriving is for the knowledge. නැත්නම් කී equation එක ආපු විදිය හිතා ගන්න බෑනේ. Yes. No. Oh, what's that?
correct statement එක amino acids ගැන.
කියවෙන question එකද?
මේ සර්ගේ paper එකේ නෙමෙයි. 20
Who discovered?
2020 paper එක.
Question එක. අපි class එකෙන් පස්සේ කතා කරමු. We have like 5 minutes to go. Finish? Yeah. So shall we come to the volume expansion? It's the same thing, right? Same thing happens in the volume expansion. So in the volume expansion, let's say this is the initial volume of a object and I'm supplying the heat to it. What happens to it? The same thing happens. You know, the molecules are excited, so the kinetic energy is increased, so they make more gap, so the volume is expanded. So let's say when the volume is expanded, this is the cube that it makes, right? So this is the expanded cube, right? This one is the expanded cube. So I'll take the initial volume as V naught and the final expanded volume as V1, right? And the amount that expanded should be equals to, if I take it as delta V, it should be equal to V1 minus V naught, yes. And this V1 minus V naught should be proportional to few things, as is the same that we discussed earlier. What are the things that it was proportional to? One is temperature difference, right? And the other one is what? The initial volume, right? Like the previous one, it was equal to the initial area, right? So what did I do next? I took 2 of the proportions to 1, right? I took 2 of the proportion to 1, that is V1 minus V naught is proportional to what? V naught delta theta. And what did I do next? Instead of the proportion, I converted the proportion into an equation, right? So V1 minus V naught is equal to what? The constant we take here is gamma times V naught delta theta, right? So if I want to find the final volume expanded, I am going to isolate the V1. So that is V1 equals V naught plus gamma V naught delta theta, yes. So if I take the V naught out, V naught out, that will be 1 plus gamma delta theta, yes. Understood it? There's nothing much to understand there. So it's delta theta, yes. So this is one of the main equations you have to remember. What? V1 equals V naught 1 plus gamma delta theta. This is the final volume. And if you want to find the amount of volume that was expanded, the delta V, what do you do? Instead of V1 minus instead of V1 minus V naught, you apply the delta V, yes. So the delta V is this amount, delta V is this amount, the expanded extra amount. That will be what? Delta V is equal to gamma V naught delta theta, right? This is also one of the main equations. If you want to find the amount of volume expanded, this is the equation you apply. And if you want to find the final volume expanded, this is the equation you apply, yes. Take the note quickly. No. No. Right. Right. So the rest of the theory, the small part is left to discuss, right? The visible expansion. True expansion of air. Hmm.
ක්‍රියා තුනට කතා කරමු.
27 එක.
එතකොට
ඒක අද යන්නේ ඔව් මයික්‍රෝබයොලොජි යන්නේ ඈ මයික්‍රෝබයොලොජි එකේ තියෙන්නේ.
ටියුට් එක හරි.
ටියුට් එක ටයිප් කරන ගෝතේ ඇත්තටම කළා දුන්නේ. Right guys, so we'll see you the next day with a new lesson. We are starting the thermochemistry and the kinetics, that is the rate of reaction, and the thermodynamics part, right? Two of the things are starting the next week, and we'll be discussing further that in the thermal physics we discuss what we do with the heat, and in the thermal chemistry, in the thermochemistry we discuss how the heat is obtained, where the heat was hidden before it coming out, right? So that's what we discuss in the thermochemistry. So we'll do it in the next week, right? So adios, see you. Tell someone to come. You wait after the class. I have to discuss with you. I have to tell you some things. Yeah, you have to learn some manners and discipline in the class. You stay. I have to talk with you. No. Tell someone to come. You don't know the manners. How sir? Huh? ඒක තියෙන්නේ 3ට. 2020 දෙන්න. අද අපි දැන් parents meeting එකේ ඔව් parents meeting එකේදී මම board එකට දානවා. මම දෙන්න ඕන PDF එක දෙන්න. පුළුවන්. මම දෙන්න. finish. කියන්නේ පොඩ පාඩම් කරලා යන්න මොනවා.